know me, I'm from Asheville, North Carolina. But I moved to the ATL, I'm out in LA, I'm just doing my thing, Bogart in this rap game, baby, coming to a hood near you. See, music means a whole lot to me. Really, music can take you through some things. It's certain experiences that you're gonna run through in life that certain music or certain stuff that you was listening to at that time is gonna bring back that memory. So, memory means a whole lot. Y'all be asking them deep questions. My lyrics right now really just, I feel they express me, and anybody that's going through the same things that I'm going through, or they feel the same struggle that I feel. I feel that they gonna feel my music. It's gonna touch them. Well, in my free time, I just really, I like to kick it. I'm the average 18-year-old, but I'm doing things that adults do. So, as anybody older than me that's like way older than me is gonna be like, oh, he's managed just by seeing me and the things I do. But I'm just being me. The title of my album is Managed. You already know. I just felt that word, best describe me. I heard it enough coming up. It stuck with me. So, I drug it along with me. If you listen to my album, you gonna get a whole lot of Oowee. It's all me. It's like you gonna get me from every perspective. You gonna get me on the party vibe, just the things I like to do in my free time. You might get me on something, just me and my broad riding in my spider. It's something, it's just how we do. And that's who Oowee is. And Bogart said you got a whole lot coming to you.
What's good, y'all? What's the numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Paul Rowe and What's the Numbers I provided. Today we back on the profile piece. This one is on Oowee. In this video, we're going to talk about his early years coming up in the South. Then we're going to focus on his entry into the music game and his relationship with BMF during their heyday in Atlanta. After that, we will talk about his multiple run-ins with the law and the serious crimes he would end up being accused of. And then finally, the focus will be on the details surrounding the situation that currently has Oowee serving a 39-year sentence in prison. Oowee, real name Walter Travoy Tucker, is originally from Asheville, North Carolina. Growing up with his mother, he took a liking to music from an early age. Oowee was inspired by Curtis Mayfield's Super Freak album that his mother would play around the house, and began rapping as a way to show his creativity. He was raised in Asheville, North Carolina till about the age of 14 and then moved to Atlanta. Once in Atlanta, Oowee, who was Crip affiliated, would start to take rap more serious and set out to make a name for himself on the local rap scene. He built relationships with different people in the music industry and got himself a situation with an independent rap label by the age of 18. Oowee would begin to move around a bit more once signed and eventually made his way out west to LA, where he formed some musical relationships, the most notable one being with legendary rapper Snoop Dogg. The two would collab on a song for Oowee's album that he was working on at the time. Drug kingpins like Big Meech of BMF and Jerry J. Rock Davis of the Sin City Mafia both worked with Oowee after growing fond of the young rapper. But after both Meech and J. Rock, to who Oowee was signed to directly, went to jail on big drug indictments in 2005, Oowee was left to fend for himself in the streets and also in the music industry. And this is where things started to take a turn for the worse for the North Carolina native. Over the next few years, Oowee would bounce around from Atlanta, North Carolina, and Florida, staying in contact with the people he met throughout his years hanging with BMF and the Sin City Mafia. In March of 2008, Oowee got into an argument with a man down in Florida. During the altercation, the man was knifed and left on the ground bleeding with multiple stab wounds. Oowee, who was looked at as the aggressor in the situation, was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Some reports have the man dying and Oowee being sentenced to 4 years in prison after pleading guilty to the murder. He served that sentence in a Florida prison, and in February of 2012, he was released back to society. Given a second chance at freedom, Oowee, who was now in his late 20s, planned to hop back into the music game where he felt he had a legitimate chance at succeeding by rapping about all he had been through in his life. But he also had to provide for himself, and to do that, it looked like Oowee had to jump back into the streets. Things ended up taking another turn for the worse just 7 months after being released from prison, when in October of 2012, Oowee was arrested for a murder that took place in South Carolina. The story that would come out was allegedly a man by the name of Quantiz Greer would be brought to a mobile home in Burton, South Carolina by a female who knew Oowee. When once inside the mobile home, a robbery would take place. and at some point during the robbery, Quantiz Greer was shot and killed. Oowee, along with 2 other men, will be arrested for the crime and charged with murder, armed robbery, and kidnapping. He was released on $75,000 bond and ended up going to trial in January of 2015, where he was found guilty, and at 28 years old, Oowee was sentenced to 39 years in prison, which is where he's currently at today. But yo, What's the Numbers TV, there's a quick profile piece on Oowee, out of North Carolina by way of Atlanta. Now, if you remember the whole BMF era, he was running around with BMF. He was in a few of Blue Da Vinci's videos. The big Hype Williams, Benny Boom, $1 Million videos they shot. Oowee was in those with the blue shirt on and all that. Still here, the BMF shirt and all that. Although reports have him being signed to Jerry J. Rock Davis, which is Sin City Mafia, which was referred to as the other side when it came to BMF's music. They was cool, some of them, but they also had some, underlining, not rivalry, but competition between the two crews. But who getting the most money, that's down the third. But Meech and J-Rock at the time was supposedly, cordial and cool, this, that, and the third. I don't know if they did business together, but, they was pretty cool at the time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what happened after. I remember in the interview, Meech had spoke about J-Rock, that he was more so, he got caught with all that work and all that. But at the time, they was cool for us to a certain extent. Now, it's been talks of an appeal from Oowee's side, I guess trying to get some of that time back, that 39 years. But I don't know how that, that usually takes some time. So I don't know where I don't know where in the process he is when it comes to the whole appeal situation, or even if it's been granted or denied or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, he's still got 39 years over his head. Now, recently on the internet, he had an argument with Blue Da Vinci. I think it was on Instagram Live, but you can see the video on YouTube now. Him and Blue Da Vinci was arguing over certain things, over, this, that, and the third, over Big Meech and things like that. So that's the latest, as far as footage that we seen of Oowee. He was on a FaceTime. I guess he was in jail. They had a phone in there or whatever, but he's on a FaceTime on Instagram Live or whatever with Blue Da Vinci and somebody else, and they got into a little argument back and forth. There was rumors of, Oowee being Big Meech's nephew, but I didn't see nothing to cement that. I don't know if that's just a rumor or if they just took a liking to him and he called him my nephew, this, that, and the third. But I know Big Meech definitely did rock with Oowee because he was around BMF, and he was a part of the quote unquote original BMF, the no ENT side. So if you know about the BMF, I spoke about this in a few videos. You had the entertainment side, which was BMF Entertainment, and then you had the street dudes of BMF who would go at BMF no ENT. They had they wanted to separate the two. And also, although it shows, I just want to say also, it shows I did a few BMF characters, members, saying did their story. It shows that although they was living the high life, getting money, it still should be a cautionary tale to those that come after, the youngins, to see how a lot of their lives played out. You have the leaders get 30 years, Southwest T and Big Meech, although Southwest T is home. Big Meech should be getting out sometime this year or next year. Blue Da Vinci, you got J-Bo back in jail. You got people like Baby Blue that lost his life, BMF Pig. So they gave a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And they none of them really came out unscathed. A lot of them have been put through the fire, and lost a lot of years to their life to the penitentiary system, or some even lost their life altogether. So the show's on TV right now, BMF, and it plays in the light. I got a lot of people thinking the street life is cool and all that. And it might be fun, it might be cool for the time being, but eventually, for 90% of the people that get involved in that lifestyle, at some point, things go left, and you got to pay the piper to, quote unquote, no Diddy. But on that note, we gonna get up out of here, man. It's What's Numbers TV. We on our way to 100K subscribers. We about to hit 99,000. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the live stream and clips channel. Follow the Instagram, What's the Numbers TV. Any business, Poro, What's the Numbers at yahoo.com. And on that note, salute to Federal A. Salute to Batty Bills. Salute to all the mods in the building, all the mods in the chat, all the members of the channel. We appreciate all the support. And on that note, I'm out of here, man. Poro, What's the Numbers TV. Peace.